today I'm going to paint what I did today. I went on my solo date. I got a gel manicure, pedicure, and I am naturally a big believer in black boy luxury. So, it's something I've been doing all my life. I usually go on cruises. My mom, I snorkel. I play every sport I could think of, from running to water polo to you name it. And I also go yachting. So I think it's really good to show life through my eyes. I'm a student of Stuart Hall indirectly. As you know, Stuart Hall is the master of representation in the media. He actually spearheaded the concept of us being figures in the media and having our messages be currency based on our identity being at the front. In other words, representation matters long before social media, long before whatever. So these are some of my other paintings. And when I got the idea that I can paint, I think I just stopped caring about what anybody would think because my style is my style. This is me on my boat looking at the Jewel Grand, my favorite resort. And this is my apartment right here. And what inspired me to come jump on my canvas today, we are referencing Jean-Michel Basquiat. So Basquiat is, for those who don't know, another artwork of mine, a very prolific artist. He was known for his speed. Basquiat was known for his sense of self. He was very strong in his identity, being a black man. So today, I channel my strong sense of self. I channel my strong sense of self today, therefore create this art. So, got a chapstick. And I want to draw my line between consumerism and, not even a line, but expound on consumerism as it relates to the black male identity. When we spend on things, what we spend on, how I spend on things, how I live my life. As you know, this is my skyscraper of New York, where Basquiat is from. I'm just placing things here. My cleaner would have just tidied up my den, so I want to make it nice space. So yes, this artist den is where I come to create. So today we're going on the big canvas. I have been reserving this for when I felt ready to. I feel ready today. I feel inspired. I feel like I have enough initial footwork to do my big one, which is stuff like this. Suitable for oil or acrylic. Good. So let's strip this down because it's in this plastic. This is a 36 by 24. Reaches my hip. I hope you guys could see me, by the way. I'm sure you can. So let me just check. Yeah, you can see me. Good. So this is a 24 by 36, and let's go paint some black boy luxury through my eyes. So again, I'm only painting my life. I'm only painting what I live, and it's more than just, of course, luxury for me. It's also a statement of, yeah, we can. I grew up in Jamaica. I grew up in a predominantly black space, and I also lived in non-predominantly black spaces. And in these spaces, people often assume that black people aren't to have much. They assume that black people, are supposed to be second class workers, even if they're educated, or they're supposed to be slaves, they're supposed to work as people that are always under your feet. But I've never subscribed to that. Ever, 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 ever. And it's got me pretty far. It's got me pretty far. Which is why I'm able to do what I love, which is this art. Because I've always stood up for what I believe in. When I worked at, can I say this? Once upon a time, there was a president of a company. And I wrote them and I said, where are the black people? I said, how am I going to see myself with a long career here if none of the executives look like me? Because that's how, again, representation works. It's not like a joke. It's not an aside. It's a real thing. They didn't get it, or they chose not to get it. And of course, I didn't have a long career involved with that person because it's not by design. It's not by design. By design, you're supposed to kind of be in and out. So obviously, people that look like me, they were not in those positions for any duration of time. At least not for me to see. I'm just getting the plastic off my canvas. Oh gosh, so we can get started. Perfect. Oh God, it's so good. Look at this. So, I'm gonna lean this bad boy up. Gonna get started. Now, I thought about doing reference material today, but I'm gonna go straight from memory, straight to canvas, and that's my strategy, which I usually do, memory to canvas. Hope you could see the canvas. Let's get our brushes and get started. I just bought some new brushes and some new paints. Looking forward to some new colors. I hope I don't run out. So what I'm gonna paint is my hands here, the table, the lady taking care of me, the backdrop. You enter through the corridor. I'm gonna try to do a little perspective. I normally skip doing perspective, but I'm gonna do the perspective. And I'm gonna get my my board. Here we go. Oh God, I'm so sore. All right. Distribution. Why is my board wet? Oh, it was wet. All right. What's important for me with my art, doing it the artist way, is my story being documented. I don't know yet whether or not I'll have kids. It's a work in progress based on how I live. But I think about, I collected my dad's artwork, some of it when he passed. What is to match me? And I think that's so important that as Black men, especially the humble ones like me, we have art to collect. I am allowed to say who I spoke up to, right? Or is that like an NDA thing? I'm just matching my skin here because I want it to match. sometimes I think about even when I make music, and that's something I do, and I think about song structure people have, and I'm like, does Björk have strong structure, song structure, or does she just make music that she loves and people enjoy? And I think that's what it is. All right, warm enough. Now let's get. How am I gonna get the perspective? Why I know my paintings are interesting is I know that I have an extremely unique perspective, and I enjoy that very much about my art. I enjoy that very much, having a unique perspective. There is a very famous black artist who paints barber salons for black men. Well, from his perspective as a black man. And the thing is, as much as I go to the barber salon to cut my hair, it's not a place I feel the urge to paint because it's not something that I necessarily have some kind of effervescent connection to. So I looking at my finger, making sure like she's holding this one and this one is to be over here. So we're gonna do this. I learned the technique. I'm gonna try it. I learned a technique. I'm going to try that technique right now. First, I gotta do what I Mm-hmm. Mm. I love my thumb. Oh, so pretty. I'm gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna do the finger I want to do. So I'm just gonna go in with some darker lines for my hand, and then go from there. It's crazy how I've memorized how my nails look. And if you're wondering why am I YouTubing me painting, this is my secret to create. I create by performing. A nice slender wrist. All right. So this is the subject of my painting. My hands at the salon. And I'm kind of letting go of the structures of art because if an art teacher could disrespect my work when I was a child, that was pretty good work. You have zero authority anymore. So the best thing they taught me was perspectives, which, you know, but sometimes you have to be a little forgiving to your own people. So sometimes. All right, so now I'm going to transition. I want this to dry, but I'm loving it. Oh, here I'm doing my nails. I'm gonna have my table, even though my table spanned the whole stretch. I'm gonna show off and put my table on the whole stretch, and I'm gonna try to get some blue. I mean, it was a hard white table, therefore I should probably experiment with some black borders. Well, not experiment, but define it by, rather. I will define it by black borders. I'm gonna go with a nice thick brush. Pick that up. We're actually gonna take over the perspective line here because I don't want to. And I do want a thick border. I don't want it to be light like I sometimes do. And the line is actually gonna represent a separation that I am drawing. But interestingly enough, what is being separated matters. And we need to, I'm not going to give you the answers, I'm going to let you think deeply on it. But I want you to be aware of privileged positioning as well. All right, so here I am at my beautiful table. Oh, I love it already, getting my nails done. And I had a lovely associate here. And wow. I'm speechless already. I am speechless already. Damn. I didn't even want to touch it. You guys, let me see what you see. I just want to admire it through your lens. Yeah, okay. That's good. All right, so now I had my towel underneath my hands, which we could illustrate with a gray border. And I also had, well, let's do the towel because I want to illustrate the importance of the towel. I need another brush. I'm just gonna get another nice detailed brush. I'm gonna go with this one. You know what? I could use this white. Can't I? Yeah, I could use this, but I'm gonna watch both of them. All right, we got our brushes nice and clean. Bob Foss taught me that technique of beating the brush dry. I love you, Bob, but we're not referencing you today. All right, so let's go make some gray. I'm gonna take some black. Some white is already on my board. I'm just gonna put that here. And then dab it in my black. Just a little bit. You can barely see it. Mix that with my white because the black is very strong. Good. So now we have a light gray. I'm going to border my towel that was under my hands. Try to remember how my towel. Doesn't matter. I can border my towel on my hands. It's the thing with good art. Just paint. careful. All right, so as I border my towel, I placing me right here as the subject. Nice. Yeah, so my job as a painting artist is to capture the luxurious things that I, as a black man, do. And that just comes natural to me. Like, I wear Rolexes, I wear nice things, I travel the world, I have a great group of friends, and I stand up for what's right. And people fought for this to happen. People fought for this to happen, and I'm making good use of their fight. You think people fought for me to just like curl into a ball? And no. So my activism shows up beyond my art. My activism shows up with things I do, like my talent pool. It shows up with things I do, like be myself, never taking no. So the thing that I want to do with my towel actually is I want to actually stipple it, because I feel like the textures are the most vivid memory I have of the towel, and I'm just gonna be really accurate with that because that's what I do. That's my work. If you want to have a different texture, how art works is you put paint yourself. So the beautiful thing is I get to do what I want, and I love that. So there we go. So I'm on my towel, we're on the table, and I do want to high key drop my towel down a bit over me. I do. So we'll just go with a vertical line. And I am a perspective kind of artist, guys. That's what I do. But I don't take it too seriously because my teacher never took me seriously, so. All right. The part I love about this painting the most is I'm painting things about me, not really anybody else in the subject. But we're gonna get there because I do want to show what was happening a little bit. But first, let's draw my nail polish. I really like gray paint. Something about it just looks so good. My polish, it was actually to the left. Have I ever met a guy like me doing art? No. No. That's interesting. should do it, right? So I'm gonna add some whites to that later and give it a shape. I think I want to start now doing my hands. So my next job is going to be to actually nice fluffy towel. Sometimes the activism is in the existing. Some people hate that, it makes them sick. But it's a very powerful thing to do. A friend of mine, Lonnie always said, show up, do not ever shrink. Because that's what they want. They want you to shrink. Do not ever shrink. So guys, I don't want to paint the other person anymore. I just want to show me doing my nails in the beautiful salon. I'm going to do a nice backdrop. Because it's not about them. It's not about the person doing my nails. I mean, I'm going to draw the chair. I'm going to draw the chair they were in. And I'm going to give the chair a lighter gray, but it will still be gray. I have all the time in the world to decide if I want to paint them. For now, I don't. Sorry, just on my towel to have some more. Alright, so it was like a cowboy chair kind of vibe. Perspective over here. It was like this. It was a very low chair with a saddle in the middle. Yeah. Ooh. Perfect. I'm not gonna lie. This left to right technique, that's Bob, and then my speed is Pascal. And my lack of 3D, whatever. But my reality is all me. And so is my mental focus on which elements I'm picking and what I'm doing. So here's a chair, so you're there, you're just there. And there was a beautiful, I'm gonna definitely draw that. Can I stand with you? Can you see the top? Perfect, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna head up here and paint. Hope you could see me. Oh God, can you see it for real? A little higher. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna get into the border. So I wanna keep this brown of my hands. They're like the trees. The trees could be a little darker. Let's go a little darker with the trees. I'm just gonna mix this in. what's valuable about my art is my experiences through my eyes. It's not common at all. It's so liberating that I get to do what I do. I spend on what I spend on and experience what I do. And this is my way of sharing that with you. So let's do, and everybody's not gonna like it. That's the, it's not even the point. It's the reality. So until they eventually all like it. So now, you know what? This shows the movement of fuck. This shows the movement of my hand. I like it. And we're gonna leave it just like that. What are we doing? What are we doing? The border with the trees. Yeah. Tree roots. I realize I love my borders to be kind of thick. Well, not kind of, I love them thick. Because it's one of the ways that I define what I see very firmly. And it's like, I'm sure I saw this. Because sometimes I'm like, but this, all right, that's as thick as it needs to get. So now, tree trunks, I'm gonna darken my brown. Does black make brown dark, or does it make it green? They do not want to mix, I'll tell you that. It makes it, I don't know what color this is. I don't know what color that is. Time for the tree roots. So this is a literal divider that was in the salon, made of what I believe were tree roots. And as you know, tree roots can be very sporadic. They grow in the pattern they want to. Like me. So I think that was a beautiful focal point of today. And there are no rules to tree trunks. If it's connecting, it's connecting. They got it to grow between a pane of glass. Don't know how. So the key to this is just going with what I saw. Very, very organic shapes. And in the chair, I was like, do I take a picture of this? And I said, nope, because if I take a picture, I'm gonna force myself to not trust my memory, rely on a cell phone, and then just be one of those people who like spits out what was digital. And that's fair game, you know? But I want in my way to trust what I see, trust my vision. That's the point of me doing art. If I, that's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to get anybody's approval. And the beautiful thing when I'm done, these are going all around my house. So the tree trunks now, they do come down all the way, which I am gonna do unless I want to draw another chair. Yeah, oh my god, another chair is genius. Oh my god, another chair is genius and it represents so much. Salvador Dali. The thing is, when a lot of black guys make enormous wealth, we start to look at two things. One, where we came from. So it's the story of, you know, this was my life, this is what I grew up with, this is how I maybe or maybe not struggled, but this was just where I came from, period. And there is also a time where, around that same period, where we believe in having our needs met and taste. So we look for expression, we look for art. When I first interior designed my home, I just wanted the best pieces I could find. And that started with just the messages I had access to, and what I had access to was my dad. And yeah, it was really hard for me to find anything unless I was already in the industry of black art. So I think what I'm doing is beautifully capturing what black art is to me. So my friends want to collect. Oh, I left space on my chair. How thoughtful of me. We will relate over our perspectives together. Just gonna mix this. And again, this is the divider in the spa, which separates me from whoever is entering. What if I was to give this to the place I did my nails? Wouldn't that be cool? Should I give it to them, guys? I've been going there for some years now to get my nails done. Who doesn't love art? I know I do. What if the owner is a black guy? That'd be really cool, huh? I mean, what's the point of art if not to share, right? Okay, I'm not carried away, but I just love this part. I did one chair. I guess I didn't really want to do two. All right, so that's me, that's the divider, and then what else do I want to do? I want to do the white on the nail polish, and what else do I want to do? I actually want to stop after that. Yeah. I don't do backgrounds like that. It's never been my vibe. The closest thing to that was the Jules Grand portrait I showed you guys. And if I give them, I should probably make it a moment though, right? Like I should document it on YouTube. They're a pretty cool salon. All right, oh crap, let's get some white paint. Let's wash these off and then finish the nail polish, do my nails, because we're gonna put the nails in too. So some people hint at, you know, references, have references. My reference today is the straightforwardness of Basquiat, because he did what he saw and that was it in his style. And I relate that he failed art classes because I failed classes I knew I was great at. And that's just a systemic thing. Got nothing to do with me. So we're going with his direct approach. All right. You know what? So white bottle of polish. And then we're gonna do clear nail polish, which should be two things I'm gonna do right now. I want to complete my hands in all brown. I'm gonna take my time. okay, wow, you know, I was singing this week and all I could think about was Old Town Road and what Lil Nas did with that song. Yeah, I want to give me a solid color. I don't want to too fade me out. Too fade me out, you know what I mean? All my hues of blackness. At this point, this is like a middle finger. This literal middle finger. That's what it is. I'm just blending. You get the natural variations of my complexion. We're not just doing one color. We're doing different shades of brown. And I am just blending the shades. And I will do a shadow for the finger underneath, because that is movement. God doesn't make mistakes, guys. So when we're channeling art, know that. Know that. Oh, this brown is nice and thick. I wanted to paint me in rather than leave me faintly shaded, because that's my way of showing I'm alive. And the faded colors can illustrate ghastliness. So that's why we are showing the life in me here. I'm always alive, no matter what. And if you don't think I am. So, one thing about me, I'm a man of my business. Alright, so let's get some nice shading here. A little dark brown. Again, we have different hues, different shadows. So I'm just gonna blend my darker hue with my lighter brown. Still have those dividing lines, and then I'm just gonna get a little more lighter brown and then come into this. Why I used to love certain art, because I wasn't making any art myself, and I had to learn to just create art instead of consuming art. So my art, so those of you who prefer to consume, want to consume, or maybe you already produce and you just value and respect artists like me based on my subject matter. Maybe you express another subject matter. It's a very strong place to be though, as an artist. All right, so my hands are here, a little dark paint to right up here, and then we are good. That white is me picking my nail polish color, and then I'm just gonna do a border for my finger. The one that was being raised. And then we have here, change. Love it. So now we need a little bit of pink actually. Interesting. So I'm gonna do my fingertips, which is a creative decision. I want to show that. Look how pretty my nails look. And then when I finish my nail tips, we are done, and I'm excited to have this painting in my house. Some people think brown, black skinned guys only have like brown palms. Isn't that crazy? No. When I was at the spa today getting the mani-pedi, I bonded over Jimmy Choo perfume with the very sweet lady. Her name was Kate. Over perfumes and how they smell. Yep, I think we got a match. It's gonna piss people off that I have it in the complexion I do, but guess what? I want more white though. I'm not gonna hold you. Yes, it's pink, but I do want it to be a little more light pink. It's like a strawberry milkshake. So I'm gonna leave that one and the next one. One thing I have really attractive pinky fingers. So I'm doing the nail tips, but I'm not done because again, I do want to illustrate 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is a finger. Alright, so we have the nails. I'm gonna go in ladder again, do the bed, do the top part of my fingertips. And then that is it. It ain't white, it's pink. Mm-hmm. Ah, yes. Ha, I'm painting my own nails. In the most masculine way. Very interesting. For those who don't know, my dad actually lost his finger, and he never missed a beat getting his man. Forth and create your art. I will be maybe not frame it. I should frame it in a glass frame with a black border. I'm very excited about this one and the pinks and the person lifting my hand, but I'm the subject. So this is beautiful. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow me, do more art.